Your therapist, your pastor, your teachers, your doctors, they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that you actually, technically, do not need them. And this is coming from an individual who gets paid to coach individuals. And I get paid handsomely to do so. And I'm still willing to tell y'all the truth. And the truth is, you don't need me. You don't need them. You don't need anybody else besides yourself. Now, are these individuals giving a service to society that is valuable? Absolutely. I believe there is a value to every service that is given so long as it is for the benefit of those, you know, within the society. However, the fact that you have been convinced that you need the therapist in order to heal emotionally, that you need the doctor to heal physically, that you need the teacher in order to be educated, the fact that you believe those things means that you have been programmed into seeing people as authorities beyond or above yourself when you, in fact, are the authority figure within your life. Now, again, this isn't a message telling people stop going to that person, stop going to this, cut off that thing, cut off this thing, never go to that. I'm not telling anybody. This isn't a prognosis. This isn't a diagnosis, and this is not a prescription. I'm just telling y'all the straight up facts is that you, in and of yourself, have the power. You have the capacity and more than capability to take care of yourself. And you have been convinced out of that. You've been told that you need Google for every single thing, in existence. You can't even trust your own intuition anymore. Is this right? Is this wrong? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I'm guilty as anybody. I was master Googler. Anything that would pop up in my psyche, boom, Google. And now we're being trained into it in AI, right? Let me get AI to write this for me. Let me get AI to do this for me. Now we're not even exercising the power that we have as humanity. We've been lied to. We've been told that you, as a human being, are flawed, broken, faulty, filled with, all these iniquities, as opposed to you are powerful beyond measure. Your blessings are pressed down and shaken to get. Don't let me get religious on y'all, folks. Don't let me have a flashback into my past life. But seriously, you are powerful. You, as a human being, are a piece and the whole of what we call God, source, infinite intelligence, meaning you have every single one of those capacities and capabilities. You are a creative force. You are tapped into infinite intelligence. And when you allow yourself to go back to who you truly are, when you allow yourself to cut off the distractions and stop needing things in order to validate yourself, in order to show yourself that, you are worthy or you are deserving or that you're right or that you're wrong, as opposed to seeking your identity in things outside of yourself to find your truth, your true identity within yourself. Your therapist is not going to tell you that you don't need to sit on that couch in order for you to start getting to a space of deep conscious awareness. And I done had this conversation. I tell my clients all the time, you don't actually need me, right? I tell my followers, like I'm telling y'all right now, here on YouTube or wherever else you may see this sometime in the future, you do not need me. I am a guide and I can be a helpful resource for you during your journey, but I am not your solvent. I am not your end all be all. Even when you have a doctor who is doing some sort of surgery, right? You may perceive that you needed this individual for that surgery. Well, we can go down that road. I probably won't do it in this video, but if you've gotten yourself, let's say, onto an operating table and there's something that has to be done because there's a clogged artery, something like that, we can get into how you even got to that place and how we can avoid even getting to a state of dis-ease, right? Using our true powers as creators. But I'm not going to go down that road right now. Not even going to touch that one. But what I will say is, it is not the doctor who is healing your body. It is not the medication that is healing the body, right? It is a natural process of your own body to heal itself. That is truth. Again, I'm not saying go out and do this or go out and not do that. You have to trust your own instinct and your own intuition. But we have to come back to a place where we remember that all these modern day advents, all these creations, all these innovations, which we love and enjoy, like I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for the things around me. But I also know that I didn't need these things in order to express my gift. Now, I may use these means for how I'm doing it in the year 2023, right? But if I was in the year 1723 or 1223 or just the year 23, I would have still found a way to express my gifts. I might have been on a street corner standing on a little soapbox like Jesus was, right? I would have been doing something in order to get this message of truth to the people. Maybe going door to door. Shout out to my Jehovah's Witnesses out there. Maybe going door to door, waking people up, disrupting people's sleep. I would have still found a way to do what I do, just like you would still find a way, just like all humanity has always found a way to do things. And we might again look at, well, society that back then was primitive and it was barbaric and it was uncivilized. Who told you it was uncivilized? Who told you it was all barbaric? Were you there? Were you there to see? Now, I understand we are at a very peaceful place in history, but how do you know that human beings weren't able to do the things for themselves or even at a greater capacity than we do right now? How do you think we got here? How do you think our ancestors were able to maneuver those environments when they didn't even have, regular plumbing, when they didn't have somebody to give them a recommendation of, what medications they should take? How do you think they maneuvered? How do you think they maneuvered their mental health when they didn't have a practitioner, sitting with them in this office setting? Now, you may have had elders, you may have had, counsel, etc. You may have watched your environment, but at the end of the day, there was always a part within you that knew the answer for you. And you have to start trusting yourself. You have to start believing in yourself once again. That's where all belief stems from. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing in life, whether it's the pursuit of something or whether it's coming back to a place of wholeness or homeostasis, right? If you're on a health journey or healing journey, it's to trust that the healing is happening within you. It is a natural part of your being. It is a natural process. Or if you're in the pursuit of something greater for yourself, for a life experience that, you're deserving of because you are, something that you have not yet physically embarked on, something that you have not yet physically experienced yet. Maybe it seems like this grand, big old goal. It's not for you to go to seminars and sit in meetings and have to go through 10,000 videos in order to know how to do that thing. And I know this personally, as a writer, as a speaker, whether it's songwriting, book writing, like the one back there, boom, shameless plug. Also, shout out to my homegirl, Carrie Nicole, for hers. I know this about all those who have a specific gift that they're using, is that gift comes naturally. That's why there's a multitude of the best singers and the best musicians who can't even read music, who don't understand the quote unquote language of music, yet the music is in them, right? If you ask, oh, Prince, how did you learn how to play every instrument? I just did it. I picked them up and I played the instrument. That's what that man would tell you if he was still here today in that form, right? So you have to start believing that you have within you the answers that you need. Your pastor doesn't have the answers to your own salvation, quote unquote. As a matter of fact, you don't need to be saved from anything. There's nothing to be saved from. I know this one's going to burst a lot of religious folks' bubble. I am so sorry that I have to get into this one, right? Because this one was my own personal trial and tribulation. Let me use a word from the church. This one was my own incarceration. This thing right here was slavery to me. This bondage of religiosity. I was raised to believe that I was flawed, broken, inadequate, a nobody, worthless, worse than a worm, and that the only way I could be redeemed was to call upon the name of this dude, Jesus, who I never met before, but I believed in more than the people who were around me. I believed in more than myself, most definitely. And I trusted in the person who was in the pulpit because surely they were the person of God and surely they had the hand of God on them. And surely God has shown them things about me that I couldn't see about myself. Foolishness. We have to start trusting ourselves again. We have to trust ourselves beyond this quote unquote authority figure that we've been displayed in the public. They're showing us on, in media, even celebrity culture. It's the same thing. Quote unquote celebrity culture. And I understand I'm a person in the public space and I will continue to be so because that's my gifting. My gifting is the message, right? Whether it's articulating it this way or in different mediums, but we have to take these people off these damn pedestals. Like there's somebody so special because they simply did the thing that they're best at, that they love to do most. And then a whole bunch of people gravitate towards it. And now we see them as some God figure. Like it's wild to me when I see people falling over and fainting and, because they see a quote unquote celebrity. That's a human being right there. That is a human being. The president of the United States, well, that might not be a good example. The king of Egypt, right? The Caesar of Rome, the Pope. These are human beings, just like you and I. They don't have answers that you don't have for yourself. No government system knows what is better for you than you know what is better for you. But you have stopped believing in that, and so it feels as if you have no answers. It feels as if you're lost. You seek those answers because you don't spend time in meditation with yourself. And that doesn't just look like, like how I do it, sitting in that comfy chair right there. Right. I don't do the lotus position, all that. I ain't too into folding up my legs like that, but I sit in the silence and I allow myself to be with myself. Right. And in there, I get downloads. In that place, I get awareness, expanding. And then that moves with me in the rest of my life, even in, my doing of the things that I love to do most, like this right here. So we really have to get back to a place where we trust ourselves again as a people. There was a time when there was no Google, but we had all the answers. Everything that you've seen built around you came from the imagination of man, not just man as in, specific gender. I'm talking about like humanity per se, human being, humanoid. I think that's the right classification. I don't know. Frankly, that doesn't even matter. But what does matter is that we come back to a place where we recognize that the answers are within ourselves. All of the answers. The answer to our health, the answer to our, physical, mental health, the answers to the love life that we desire, the answers to the career that we desire, the answers to the financial life that we desire, all of it, all the answers are within us. I know we think, well, I mean, come on, there's some stuff that's, I got to go look it up. Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead, look it up. But if you lean on that for your own understanding, for what to do for you, for what is right for you, and you start to apply everybody else's roadmap, you will always feel lost because that's their roadmap. That's why there is no true secrets to success as far as 1, 2, 3 steps, right? First you do this, then you do that, then you do this. That's somebody else's blueprint. And you could use that blueprint and it may quote unquote work for you, but you're also, I'll say what it is. You are betraying your own path. When you take somebody else's path, you're betraying your own path. You were supposed to have a unique experience, but instead of choosing your own unique experience, you chose to conform to somebody else's path because you didn't believe that you had the answers within yourself. There we go. So it is time for us to start trusting in ourselves again. And again, I know I'm a creator, right? I got books on the market, like Doing Me Guilt-Free, that I'm still going to sell forever. I'm still going to write the books and I'm going to sell them. But at the end of the day, I know that my job, as Carrie Nicole would say, my job is to make sure that you work me out of that job, right? It's for you to read through this and to embody it for yourself and to live from this place of being guilt-free, truly living your own life. That's the job. That's the role. Again, I am a guide. I can show you, hey, look, this is how you get back to yourself. This is how you get back to yourself. This is how, that's the best I can do for you. Bring you back to yourself. That's the best anybody can do for you, is reflect a light upon yourself. If they say they have the answers for you, you better start becoming real skeptical of these folks. Real skeptical. These Christian folk, I know because I came from that space. My entire life I was in that space. Oh, I got a message from God for you. Now I say, what God? Whose? Which God did you hear from? Tell me. What's the name? Send me the address. Why did they not send it to me first? You understand me? I'll really be asking folk because I get people's downloads all the time. And I have to say, where's that coming from? Is that my own, ego, my own desire, my own this? I used to say, oh, that's God sending that message. And then when it's something that, doesn't benefit me, oh, that's the devil who was sending that message. Come on now. We're too grown for this stuff. We're too grown. Even a doctor would tell you, this is my recommendation, right? Hopefully a good one would tell you, this is a recommendation. I recommend you do X, Y, and Z. You make the decision for yourself. You got to start trusting yourself once again. So that being said, I'm still going to plug this book because this book is worthy of being plugged. Doing Me Guilt-Free, my very first published book. This is a true work of art, and it is something that is a lifetime investment for all who have gotten their hands on it so far. Appreciate you guys for tapping in with us this, whatever time of the day it is in your side of the world. Namaste. Namaskar.